that as part of your comp. It's a pretty standard, pretty solid composition. Decided to go Vipers with a low Colossus count there, but they got sniped. Really good control by Super. All right, guys, game number 2. One of ByuL's favorite maps, King Sejong Station. Let's see if he can tie it up.
Down here in the bottom right on King Sejong Station, the red Protoss, he's up 1-0. It is Super.
And up to the top left in blue, former IM player, now playing for CJ Antis. It's ByuL. And I think part of the reason why that game went the way it did last game, part of the reason why we saw Hydras out of ByuL in the first place, is because he saw that Twilight Council. Got fans from everywhere coming down here to the studio. But scouting that Twilight Council makes you a little bit scared. Maybe it's an all-in. I don't know what he's doing. Does he have +2? I'm not even sure about. Excuse me. I'm not even sure about that. You know, it was very delayed, so it wasn't that +2 timing that you could sometimes see, and I think that made him go Hydras. And we've seen ByuL hold countless pushes. We even saw him hold a push on this map, I think against Parting, with a Burrow. Roach and Hydra Force.
Yeah.
He's really good at using Roaches and Hydras to defend those Blink Stalker attacks, which was the Protoss versus Zerg build in this map specifically. But you see a Twilight Council like that, you make Hydras and you're like, oh god, well, I guess I gotta attack with these, and he forgot speed for so long too, so he can never take the engagements he wanted. I think that was actually a mistake.
Well, what do we got here in this game? Right off the bat, a very early scout here and a proxy hatchery down at the natural. He was trying to hide that drone there because he knew that Super would not let him get that proxy hatchery down, but he is able to get it down.
And since this is a gateway expand, you know, he can't cannon that to actually get that Nexus placed. And he doesn't have a scout on this because the drone was hidden. So this is actually horrible for Super. If he just sends a probe down there to make a Nexus, he's going to be so disappointed.
And he hides this drone as well. He's going to be able to easily come around and make this hatchery at his natural as well. So Super can't block this hatchery or the one in his own natural.
And now Super's going to be so confused. Where's the spawning pool? You must have blocked my Nexus. And now he's going to go check, and he makes a Zealot. That Zealot alone is tell enough that Super knows what's going on here without even checking. Sees the hatch, is now going to be really, really frustrated. And you know, you don't even want to make the Zealot in this case if you could help it. And to have to make that Zealot before the Nexus, so frustrating. He only has 1 gas, so he can't even afford a Mothership Core right now to get that while he doesn't have a Nexus. Yeah. Because he's mining extra gas to get a faster Nexus, and he can't have that. Like, everything has gone wrong.
This is just such an annoying build that the Zergs are able to use, and it's going to take a long time before that Zealot can kill this entire hatchery here.
Yeah, it's a finished hatchery, too, which means that the creep is spread. It's got larva. You can even make, you know, you could make a unit with that larva. You could make a Zergling and try to go in and scout a little bit. The sky's the limit here for ByuL at this point. The terrible position for Super. And basically, not out of no fault of his own, but a very sneaky hidden drone from ByuL. Such a smart move. The Overlord is going to keep a close eye on that Cybernetics core to see if it's being chrono boosted here.
Already with 2 gates out, in addition to that first gate, he's already got a decent amount of pressure behind him. We do see the chrono boost on that warp gate like you were talking about. ByuL will see that and react. He's definitely going to get in position here to try to scout if a push is coming on. He does have that Overlord. You guys see it all the way on the left of the screen. That does scout those 2 gateways, so he does know exactly what Super is doing right now.
Yeah, with that Overlord, he's like, all right, are you chronoing this? Because you're basically getting pushed into, like, there's only one thing you could do is to do a timing attack. I want to confirm that you're actually going to do that gateway all in because, you know, you're so... There's nothing else to do. Like, this is the obvious choice. Are you chrono boosting it? Let me just confirm this. You are okay. Making lings here, like I was saying, from those eggs. This actually might even kill a Stalker if Super's micro's not perfect. He might have even wanted to make a drone and, like, start another hatchery at this point, or an Evo chamber or something.
Could have possibly. This
Stalker
actually is going to go down. And now, I mean, back at the base here of ByuL, he is very low on drones, but he has totally held this off. He's got his expansion here. He does cancel that Spine Crawler, which shows that he is very confident to hold this off, but really nice micro out of Super. Could actually save that last Zealot with 4 health there.
That was actually incredible micro by both players. ByuL started stepping forward to make sure he didn't lose the lockdown on those Zealots, and also, you know, the micro from Super to make sure that the Lings couldn't constantly get hits. They always had to move so the Zealots could get their extra hits. That was actually a really cool fight to watch. Mothership Core, of course, making things a little bit easier for the Zealots. He wants to be able to deny this base for as long as possible. Oh, this Queen stepping off creep just a bit too far, but should be able to escape here. But as long as Super can hold this Zerg ByuL, of course, on 2 bases for a while, he can make up for the fact that he's got a late Nexus because he knows that ByuL made so many Lings instead of drones that he's very low on drones right now. In fact, it's at 36 to 30 on 2 base. That's a pretty nasty economy for a Zerg. Yep. And he's got this pylon that ByuL knows about, so ByuL has to worry about that too. He might even want to make more Lings.
Yeah, scouting the chrono boost there on the +1 as well, knows that Super's probably going to go aggressive here. And we see a Rotoran coming down. He's just trying to be safe. Could possibly go for a counter push, like totally crush Super's push and then just walk across the map. You know, this is a 2-player map. It's not the longest rush distance in the world. Here we go.
Yeah, I was going to say good kill on that pylon just because that means that he can't reinforce this. But with no roaches out just yet, the Rotoran only finishing now, these Lings are not going to be able to deal with this easily. This is going to be a great push here. Forcing drones off the line, killing a Harvester or 2 would be like a bonus effect, but just eliminating all the Lings. And how many Harvesters do you get? 3. And he recalls, saves those units, saves his Mothership Core, barely even taking a scratch. This tempo play out of Super, based off of what happened to him earlier in this game, was basically the perfect choice.
We're seeing an interesting play here out of ByuL. At the same time, he's going lair off the 2 base and getting burrow. So we could see like a bunch of roaches coming out here with the extra larva from the 3rd base. Maybe not drone up too much and just get that burrow for defense. Could even use it for the regeneration effect as well.
Yeah, regen is great. What are you thinking at this point when you see a Twilight Council out of your opponent and you know that... Oh, that was really scary.
Nice force field though.
And you know that his tech is in a weird, awkward position because he had only 2 gas for so long because you blocked his Nexus. He's probably not going to have a Robo with his next push if he's going to do a follow-up timing at your 3rd base. So getting the Burrow is going to give that extra utility with his Roaches. He might even consider getting Burrow movement. He has that lair out. Hasn't even started Roach speed yet. So the Burrow movement's a bit of a far-off dream. I like how your mom talks about she's always going to get a restaurant or something. I don't know if that's ever going to happen in this game.
Overseer hanging around. It does scout the Twilight Council in the blank. So he will have a good idea of exactly what Super is doing. We'll have to make another pass here to see the Robo facility. That just came down here, so it did not get scouted just yet.
I think ByuL's going to go Swarmos. I don't think he's going Vipers this time with that Infestation Pit. Oh, these Roaches do not want to be here, but some sexy Burrow micro. I just want those burrowed Roaches on my calendar, man. Pin them up on my wall.
Oh, man. He actually gets a late force field there. Does not save that. And now the Burrow actually comes down here once again in the middle of the map. That one Ling at the wall is still burrowed, so if Super's not paying attention, could unburrow easily and go into the main base.
And there's the Locust upgrade. That increased lifetime. They can be even more annoying than normal. Locust voted the #1 most annoying unit of 2014. In no official poll, but it's obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty unanimous, I'd say.
Now in Legacy, they're going to fly and be even more annoying, but at least they're not going to be constantly annoying, just sometimes annoying to harass you and make you rage quit games. 5 of those Swarm hosts coming out here to start things off. They are going to have +1 on those little Locust guys. And this is a cool little scout. It's basically like an observer. Does get picked off, of course.
Mm-hmm. The Overseer was not dealt with for a very long time in Super's base, so ByuL had a very good idea of exactly the tech that was coming out of Super for so long. And he does decide to go for this Swarm Host build here. He knows the Colossi are very late, based on what you were saying before, denying that gas for a very long time, and just committing to the Blink as well here. Kind of a similar build, what Super's doing here, actually, from the first game.
Yeah. These Locusts will, I believe, push this back no problem. In fact, as soon as he sees those, he's like, oh, guess this isn't going to work out like I wanted. And I have to go back and think about plan B. Although, with the Swarmos moving, if he knew about it, he might actually consider coming back in for another attack, but...
Yeah. Blinkstalker's very mobile. Can definitely put on the pressure here in the mid-game before you get your Colossi out. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to take names here, trying to trade efficiently with Force Fields and the Blink Micro. But so far, ByuL's doing a good job with the Swarm Host to just push it back and forcing Super to just go kind of ping-pong between the middle and the rocks over here at the natural. But so far, not able to get much damage down.
Few Force Fields here, trapping those Lings, but he decides to recall, actually. I think possibly because he saw his
What
Locust.
is this?
I think that might have been an accidental observer rally on the Colossus. Like when you keep your Robo always rally where your observer was going and you forget to switch that, that can be disastrous, as we just saw there. That's an expensive mistake. And I don't think it would have happened had he not been so concerned about that army in the middle of the map. He just made 6 Mutalisks as well. Like, ByuL is running circles around Super's tech. Every time Super thinks he's ready, like he's like, I got 2 Robo Colossi now for your Swarm. He's like, no, I've already moved on.
Oh my god.
I already got Mutas out.
Even this, like, he's reading this so well. He's actually going to catch this Warp Prism coming around all the way on the left side of the map and take that out. That's not going to go down. He's got his Swarm Host now in a pretty good position in the middle of the map as well to start putting on the pressure. And even that one Colossus going down is just so annoying. You need as many as possible. That's why we actually see the commitment to double Robo here, knowing that ByuL is going to have a ton of Swarm Hosts coming out.
Yeah. ByuL is playing this so well, man. This is just like his map. And he's got a secondary attack path over here he's going to try to unlock. It's going to cost him a lot of Zerglings to do so. Good choice to make those extra cannons there by Super. His Locusts are about to time out, so Super shouldn't panic. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see how much damage this Mutalisk force gets done. A few probes, just 4 go down there. And he's not really committing to Mutalisk very heavily, only making 6. I think he just wants to force some cannons and get Corruptors out. Now, if Super had started to make Phoenixes or something like that, he'd be so happy. He's like, wow, you even made Phoenixes. I only made 6 Mutas.
Yeah. We're beginning to see ByuL actually do that kind of Roro style. ByuL used to love to do it on this map as well, where you just take the base in the middle as the 4th base, and you start making a ton of static defense, and just making it so hard to push. You've got the Swarm Host as well, and it's just like nearly impossible for the Protoss to push, and so they just take a 4th base as well, and then you just continuously pressure it. You do counterattacks like this at the 3rd base, and you slowly pick away at them. But so far, Super does not want to let this go down. He's trying to clear all the Spine Crawlers here.
But the Spine Crawlers are just there to buy time for more Locust Waves, and that's exactly what they do. Corruptors in a good spot to actually start picking off some of the shields of those Colossi. More Spine Crawlers being made over here at the main base, but they're not ready in time. These Zealots are actually going to force a reaction. He's going to have to bring some units home, and that's when these Stalkers and Colossi are going to swing around and try to come in from the other side. So a lot of multi-pronged harassment here by Super. I guess not even harassment so much as pressure.
Yeah. +3 does finish here for Super as well. So those are some strong Protoss units right now.
Yep. All right, if he can actually get on top of these Swarm Hosts, he's just got to deal with one more wave of Locusts.
Oh my God.
I think he's actually just going to be able to do this.
The control of Super is unbelievable. Just having the Colossi on the right side and blinking over to the top, getting the force fields down before the Locusts even spawn. He's picking off so many Corruptors before they can even get a shot on one Colossus.
It's actually being insanely cost-efficient with this army. And, I mean, with all these Stalkers that he's got to warp in here, I mean, if he could keep his Colossi, if he could keep doing this dance, he could just snipe this base in the middle of the map with one more blink.
Yep,
the Locusts are so far away, he could just come in here, target this down, and then blink back with the support of those Colossi against any chasing units. Just playing this patiently. More Stalker warp-ins. He can do 7 at a time with the production cycles that he's got right now.
Yeah, 2 more Colossi also popped out, so it's going to add a ton of force to the ground here for this Protoss army. Like you were saying, he is actually just going to go for a huge blink forward to secure that hatchery kill here. And right now he's just trading efficiently. He's got the Colossi in the back. He's actually just going to blink forward. He's got this fight entirely right now.
Yeah. Got to be careful with this next wave of Locusts, but GG. ByuL is not even going to mess around with the rest of this game. That was very good tempo-based play. ByuL just needed a little bit more time. retired Roro probably watching this match saying, you played that a little bit off. Like, Roro would have held there. He's like, this is my map, this is my matchup. But the spines that he had at the natural were not ready for the Zealots, and that forced him to turn around